Fiona, you are a queen. No, I'm just fucking around. And she's like, so start a podcast. And I was like, what? That's the craziest thing anyone's ever said to me. Like, I can't start a podcast. I'm not a podcaster. I don't even know what that means. I don't even, like, no. I come to you with just kind of like this life experience that I've been going through in the last 5 years. I'd never had anything like this terrible, tragic moment. I like to refer to my story as the everyday tragedy. The box checker, the woman who grows up and wants to be successful, and you follow all the things that everyone has always told you about what success looks like. Um, get married, have kids. Well, I guess go to college, get married, have kids, get a job, make money, buy a house, live happily ever after. And I did all those things and I checked every single one of those boxes. And about 5 years ago, I was just like, who the hell am I? And why doesn't this feel good? Is this really all there is to it? So that's a whole another episode. But, anyways, what I'm here to say today is that through that experience and through that journey and through the last 5 years of really just trying to find myself, I have realized that a lot of women feel this way. A lot of women struggle with the same exact things I struggle with, and a lot of people just don't talk about it. And once you really start talking about it, it becomes so powerful. So I would say, like in the last year, I've really started to heavily invest my time into listening to podcasts. They became like a therapy for me, for lack of a better word. And what I started to realize is it not only is it therapy for the listener, but it's also therapy for the host. It's an opportunity for them to share their stories and to empower other people with these tips and tricks and these strategies that they have learned. And one day I was just driving to work and I was like, holy shit, I want to do that. I think I could do that. I've always struggled with, I didn't really know what my purpose was because I checked all the boxes that somebody else had created for me. And I never stood back and thought to myself, well, what is it that I want to do? What does Katie want to do? What makes Katie tick? Like, what do I crave? You're so busy checking the boxes and you're so busy going through your life. And like they say, like half the time is on autopilot. It's a really hard thing to do. It's really hard to get out your own damn way, your own way. No one does this to you. You do it to yourself. Those stories that hold you back, those are all in your head. You're telling those stories to yourself. To get out of my way, to really take the actions that I needed to take to prioritize my goals, my desires, and figure out what was my soul aching for. Like, what did I really want? So that's really my goal here with this podcast, is to inspire you guys to become your true selves, share those actions and tips with you so you can get out of your way and start taking action on your dreams and not feeling guilty for it. You shouldn't feel guilty for it. It's okay for women to take care of themselves and put themselves first. And I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about all those things, all the things that we feel like hold us back. And I want everyone to know that they're not alone. Like, these are all things that we all struggle with every day, every single one of us, whether it's self-sabotage, burnout, fear of failure. My new favorite aha is fear of success. So we'll get into that. That's a whole nother episode. But that's my goal here, is to share those tips and tricks, share those resources with you guys, and talk about it and really go through and share my aha moments with you. I really want to share those stories of the moments when I just realized something and what did I do to get myself here today recording a podcast. Like, who the hell does that? That's the scariest thing to me. Like, I'll never forget, someone said, well, then why don't you just do it? And I was like, well, what kind of help question is that? What do you mean, why don't I just do it? Because I don't know how. And they were like, well, what's one thing you can do today to get one step closer? And I was like, I don't even know. But you do know. Your brain just literally won't even let you think about it. And some of the key mantras that I use to deal with this and stuff like that. So that being said, one of the key mantras that I'm going to use for getting through this podcast and creating was to just take messy action. It doesn't matter. The point is, I'm here, I'm recording, I'm doing it, I'm sharing this story. And by sharing my story and my tips, tricks, and strategies with you guys, I'm empowering you and I'm inspiring you to, really pull back the layers, find out what you want, and really just believe in yourself. Every woman should create the change that they want in their life, and they should feel empowered to do that. So, the goal of this podcast for me, and what I really wanted to bring to the table with this, was to share my story, to share not only just my story, but the tips, the tricks, the strategies that I've used, the people that I've used. But well, that doesn't sound right. The people who I lean on daily, that help me, and just all those aha moments that I've come through in this journey, and share those with you guys. That for me has been one of my biggest takeaways, is that how important those aha moments are. So I started calling those like my just realized moments, hence the name of the podcast. I was talking to my husband one day, and we kept saying to each other, well, I just realized. And I was like, damn, you know how powerful that is? Every time you just realize something, you can never go back and unrealize it. You can never take that away from someone. It's kind of like what they say about meditation. Meditation can literally rewire your brain. Same thing. Like, to me, it's like a rewiring your brain. Every time you realize something, every time you have an aha moment, you can never take it back. You can't go back. So there's a quote that I love. I'm a huge fan of Oprah's podcast. I'm a huge Oprah fan. She's basically queen. She's so inspirational. She's so motivational, and she's so good at just like pulling information out of people and getting them to share those nuggets and those aha moments and those moments when they just realize something that literally just changed their life. So I was listening one day, and there was a quote from Maya Angelou that she was talking about, and this is the quote: "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." And when I heard that, it kind of was bringing things full circle for me. I was like, that's exactly how I feel. This is exactly my whole kind of thing for the podcast, is like those just realized moments are so important, because once you've realized it and once you feel it, you can't ever lose it. But to really create the magic, you have to take action on those things you just realized. So we're going to share all those just realized moments and go through all the things that we struggle with and deal with as women. We're going to break them all down. You're not alone. We all feel the same way. We're going to share those moments. We're going to share our ahas, our tips and tricks, and then we're going to take action on that, because that's where the magic happens. The magic happens in the messy actions that we can take every day. And I say messy actions because it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and just doing it. That's one of my favorite things that I've learned in the last couple of years. Well, I don't even say years, months. I probably have known that in the last couple of years. I don't even think I realized it, that those are the moments that I really feel alive. Those are the moments when everything feels right for me, is when I just show up and just do something. So that's what we're going to do in this pod. We're going to talk about our just realized moments. We're going to take action on them, and we're going to inspire and empower each other to do that every day. So let's create magic.